wanna.
Welcoming everybody. We are planning our sound bath right now, and the goal is to show you the process of planning our event, which is going to be more casual. So we're just showing you the process because, it's not, you don't really get to see people come up with this stuff ever. It's like it's kept in secrecy. And I mean, you're the community, and I think it's good to inspire other people. Maybe some of y'all will create a sound bath. So here's what we got. Okay, so the sound bath is February 24th, right?
Yes, February 24th.
We're gonna be calling the theme "Finding the Dragon of Light" because it's the year of the dragon. So we're saying the dragon represents fire, fierceness. It's mystical, it's ancient, and it's spiritual. And the dragon represents like our dreams, like things that it's like something, like when something's mystical, it's almost like you have to have faith that it's real. And it's like your dreams. Like, it's like even getting to this point, right? Like, what are your dream? What is your dragon? So it'll start like the year of the dragon. Mystical, ancient, fierce, spiritual creature.
Waking up the fire.
The dragon represents something in your soul, the fire, the strength, the divine masculine. We invite and allow the sacred dragon to reveal from our soul. And so that's our intro, okay? From that intro, we're going to have the handpan intuitively play for about 8 to 10 minutes. So make sure you have another flow for the second part. And maybe the third part, it's going to be more just like slow. Manifestation, more dreamy. Maybe we'll use the infinite pad so it creates more of a dreamlike effect. And we'll have more reverb for the handpan so that it's, and maybe the triple drone flute can be, okay, that's just infinite pad, which we have the phone here. Okay.
Is it charged though? I can go get the charger if not.
Well, it's fine. I turn it off.
Oh, good.
I think so. Infinite pad and triple drone. Drumming, okay. So our first flow will be pan and the bowl intuitively play, and then I will be walking around with either, I think we can give Jill the chime, the
Purple.
the more chimey, the more mysterious chime, and then I'll do the rain stick, okay, and then marinade, okay. So we gotta extend. We have to be comfortable with playing long because we're used to like playing short burst.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing as the park at this point, but we're just actually creating a flow so that we can have some sort of general theme and flow. So, and then rain stick, walk around, make sure everyone's here, goes through all the gaps, and chimes. After a while, after about 10 minutes, the rain stick and the chimes will stop, and the gong. Maybe me and Jill will walk around. Maybe that's the best thing.
Yeah.
I'm just, it requires practice, if you just gotta whack it.
No, yeah, she definitely wants to practice.
Okay, yeah. And so the gong will represent the dragon appearing and screeching. Boom. And when the gong is vibrating, I should be walking around, swinging it, or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily swinging it because it's not completely designed for that
Bathing
yet.
them in the gongs. And all.
It's not. Yeah, there's a lot of people. That's why, and if it slips.
Yeah, and they're so close together too, so it's like harder to walk around because it's a smaller space.
I'll just be swing it gently. Just walking around and. Okay, good. Gong represents strength and walking around with the gong. And I think once the gongs are going off, you can go to the accessories, the earthy ones, shakers, fish drums, and frogs. Whatever is wooden. Just so it can like balance the intensity of the. Are we practicing for? This is actually going to be an indoor experience in a pyramid, which is why we have to plan it out a little bit more. Yeah, it's an indoor experience at a place called Unity, and this will be our.
Who knows? This will
Probably-
be our first sound immersion there this year.
Yeah, this year.
But we did many.
I think
last
we've done
year.
like 6.
I'd say 6, yeah.
I think 6.
I think more than that. Well,
More?
no, I think it was bi-monthly last year, right?
Yeah.
Like every
Yeah,
other
for sure.
month, maybe.
Yes.
But this year we're doing quarterly.
Yes. So we're doing just quarterly this year because we want to create hype, scarcity. Because when you do too many, you either have to create a community like what we're doing on here, but at Unity we're more of like touring.
Yeah.
And when you're touring, you don't want to tour too much because everyone's like heard your stuff already.
Yeah.
And so doing it every quarterly.
But a lot of them started coming to our Sunday meditations, which is awesome.
Yeah,
So,
we did quite a few.
yeah, like
I'm
Jane
surprised.
and yeah, me too. It's amazing. It's at Unity Church in their Golden Pyramid, Kate. Well, I guess they're a regular pyramid, but we call it the Golden Pyramid of Light. So
That's what it's titled, but nobody there calls it that, which is sad. But anyways, okay, I like to go on my spiel. So the beginning, so it's a 3-part. It's gonna be invitation or intention, celebration, and then manifestation. And the dragon will represent like the masculine side of you that helps you make your dreams come true, that brings you the luck because you're willing to do the work. And it brings out the masculine energy so that you take action, not just believe only. And so it has to be a bit intense, basically. So the gong's got to be a little intense to represent the dragon energy, but not so much because people are there for a sound bath and they don't want to be just like shocked by the gong. But we should a little bit because it won't be a dragon if it's not shocking. Right?
especially the screeching of it, like whenever you make the gong screech, it sounds like a
Yeah.
dragon.
Well, I think it would be like it's screeching first,
And then hit it.
and then here comes the dragon.
Breathe fire.
And yeah, so it's gonna be gong, walking around with gong, and then at that time it's gonna be wooden accessories. I think that's it. But you can also just, at this point it's free form, but just know that you can continue like gently with that or wooden. Just so, because if you keep doing the same thing, it sometimes it's not exciting for you if you just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the beginning we should, because people are there to be like showered
Just calm down.
with
yeah.
sound. So and I think
That's one. That's fine.
and
Oh, you played
and
it.
then
You played it.
gong gets slight, so there must be some intensity from gong, but not too. Okay,
Come here.
intensity from gong.
Get this up from under you. There, good.
Yeah, and even, I mean, I think I might even have a furniture moving thing at my house that I've seen. I think, just try it out. Is it squeaky or not?
Bring it, yeah, bring it.
Or the wagon. Well, I don't know if it's flat. It's not flat. Is your wagon flat? No.
I think no.
No, it's not.
It's too loud. For
It's
us.
too small,
anyways,
too.
Yeah, you're gonna want to just carry it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it would be the easiest. But yeah, making sure that you don't bang the sides of the gong against the metal, for sure.
yeah.
Even when you're picking.
Yeah,
up
I mean, I'm gonna hold that part, you know.
Or yeah, you could just hold the gong and just.
Or you could just like separate it whenever you move it.
Or
and then
the what makes the gong like really like meditative is letting it just drag on. Dong,
yeah.
the letting it resonate a long time, and that's why I don't want to just stop it. And if I carry it, I would have to put it like, that's why I think just carrying the stand might be the best
Yeah.
best
We can
option.
practice with it and see what works best and what's
Yeah,
easier.
you can try it on Sunday.
Or like a U. Yeah, we can try it. We'll try it. Let's see here. The experience is going to be just an hour, so we can't do, because if it goes above an hour, people will lose focus,
Yeah, you're fidgety.
which we've done before. We've done an hour and a half chakra. That was the most
Wasn't that
methodical.
our first one too? It was
No.
one of the first ones.
No, it was like the second or third one.
It was long.
Yeah, but man, everyone just stayed there.
I enjoyed it.
I
It
was
cool.
impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was impressed. I could tell people were like, "Holy crap, this is intense. I want to leave."
But we're
I
not
can't-
done with the chakras
Yeah,
yet.
but they're not done with it.
There's still 2 more chakras.
I can't
I'm gonna
leave.
be blocked at my throat chakra if I don't continue.
Dude, maybe that's why we should do more of that. They're locked in. They're only on the 5th chakra. You can't leave until 2 more
I mean, but
chakras.
it was fun for us too to like plan it and everything.
Yeah, because
cool.
it was very difficult, but
Yeah.
I think that's why it was memorable. Like, we don't remember most of them, but that one, because it was just like we
I
actually.
remember that one.
Okay, so next phase is the celebration, which requires, I'm thinking, like, you know how many cultures they celebrate the sun or the moon or the rain season, the worshipping of deities, because it brings them fortune. So we can do that with a dragon,
Sure.
right? So which represents a bringing the strength. And so the drum, just more ethnic, more cultural, which is the drum and flutes. So we're gonna do double drumming.
Okay.
Double drumming.
Are we gonna match what we're doing?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't have to. You're gonna cover the bass.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
Yeah, and you'll do the
dun, dun,
faster.
dun. Or
Eddie.
it could be the opposite, because as long as you have the decent flow.
Yeah.
So this is just a rough draft. Okay.
We'll just practice.
Yeah,
and
drumming.
See what works.
2 drums and a hand pan. Okay. 2 drums and didgeridoo first. I don't want you to just get right back because you're still on it. So 2 drums.
You have to play that for an hour and not stop.
I'm down.
As a matter of fact, I could play one of the drums and the didgeridoo at the same time. I could hold it.
Stop.
Doom, doom. I'm just holding the.
Can you figure out a way to like have a stand with the didgeridoo? Because they make didgeridoo stands as well.
Yeah, but I found a way to get, because you can hold the didgeridoo and the drum in one hand,
Okay, no.
and that's. But then miking that up.
Yeah.
One mic would be at the end of the didgeridoo, and one mic would be by the drum.
I cannot pay you at all times. It's not possible. I mean, it is, but I'm not going to.
So 2 drums, which will be.
Fine. A little more.
Dum,
You sucker.
He's like,
dum, dum. Can you grab your drum right there? Dum, 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 dum. It'll be like, maybe we change, instead of, we do opposite. It should be 1 drum and 2 didgeridoos. That would be more iconic.
Let me see.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding. Well, it's right. You just more confidence.
Will people hear that?
Sorry. I need to practice.
Yeah, just have the metronome. Ding 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 ding. Just practice it. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, we should walk around with the didgeridoo for a good while, so we can at least cover a general area, and then, okay, good. Yeah, because that's more minimal. Whoa, 2 didgeridoos and rain stick. I think. I think yeah, 2 didgeridoos, 1 drum. So you're gonna be solo on a drum, which just do your best to carry that.
Just keep doing
Ding,
the same thing.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Or if you need, yeah, ding, 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 ding. Okay, 2 didgeridoo and rain stick. Okay. And then eventually we're gonna have to stop playing the didgeridoo, and then I think introducing the Japanese flutes, more mystical. Japanese flute, more mysterious. And then just adding on the bells, or Tibetan bowls at this point, to add on it. Ding, 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 dong. So more, yeah, celebration. We can call it more of a Tibetan celebration, because literally Tibetan, the Tibetan culture, before an event happens, they blow a giant horn.
I was trying to get one of those.
So yeah, we just call it a Tibetan celebration. Yeah, that would be crazy. We can get a giant horn.
I looked into buying one of those Tibetan trumpets or whatever they're called. They're like super hard to find. You can't really get them. They're very difficult.
Well, oh yeah, let's see. Welcoming everybody. Who's
Yeah.
there?
Give me the headphones.
Oh, they're not. The chat isn't scrolling down.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. It's because
So-
you have to. Right, yeah, over there.
Get the pinks. Ding, 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 ding. Japanese flute. Okay. Ding, ding, ding.
They can't hear.
It's cool. Can't hear the combo much. Oh, because when we were playing the drum, I think you turned it down.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you just
It
need
is
to
still
turn the
pretty-
mics back
it
up.
is still pretty low.
Right now. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're to that well. Yeah.
More mics. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, because we're not really trying.
Yeah.
we're just
And that's
we're
mostly talking, anyways.
yeah we're just generally setting it up. Yeah, so this will be Actually, I have. Okay, let's get it.
2 degrees Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit?
2 degrees Celsius?
Uh-huh.
36.
Damn. Sounds cold, Liz.
I call this one the geisha. Let's see. Let's try it. So drum didgeridoo stick. After a while, fade. Right, fade. So fade. We can fade into the bowl, a Tibetan bowl. Oh, you're ready for it. That's why. All he wants is a damn flute. Ding! After a while, the handpan. You get the other flute. It's not matching your handpan.
A little lower.
No, it's just the key. It's- Let me see.
That's better.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
And then you could just do slow drum, just one. Dum,
The bass.
dum. Just go a slow pace. Ding dong dong. And let it fade to a silent. embracing the awakening of the dragon that brings us strength to push through the obstacle. Of this year. Okay, so it's gonna start. We celebrate our dreams, embracing the awakening of the dragon that brings us strength to push through the obstacle and challenges in this year. And challenges in this year, or of this year.
Of this year.
Sounds more official, right? Of this year. And the drum gun. Fade from that intro, the rain stick was going on, it stops, and then the Tibetan bowl. You just want all the attention. You want a samurai on you?
I do not, actually. No, thank you.
No, I think it's because Sean wasn't here on Wednesday, so he's like, oh, he's back and he can pet me.
Welcoming everybody.
Yeah, my friend, I missed you. Don't ever leave me again.
So Tibetan bowls, Japanese flute, hand pan, and then drum. Drums. Walking around with hot shakers. You think that will be 20 minutes?
What's that?
The intro to that?
This is the second part.
Oh.
So the beginning is gonna be hand pan and bowls.
And gong.
And then the rain stick and chimes is gonna walk around. That should be at least 10 minutes. Okay, which is fine because when we're beginning, people just want to lay down and just like bliss out.
Yeah, for sure.
And after that, it's a gong walking around. Ding. Maybe I'll just have Jill whack it one time. Or just doom 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 louder, and then I'll walk, and she'll walk to me. Ding ding.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
what I
that's
imagine.
Maybe that, yeah.
Probably the easiest solution.
Like in the people? In the...
I mean,
in
what?
the circle.
Outside would probably be.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It just sits so closely together.
That's what I'm saying. It's so difficult to walk, especially
It's
if you're
really
carrying
hard to
something
walk,
heavy as
yeah.
shit and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't
Yeah.
mind it. I just step on people. So, and of course, while the gong is wooden stuff going off, the gong gets intense. Ding, tsh. Wing, 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 wing. And then gone. Dragon disappears. We celebrate our dreams, embracing the awakening of the dragon that brings us the strength to push through the obstacles and challenges of this year.
Daddy.
And maybe we start with the which means the intro of all this needs to be like the sound bath. That's the bath, you know. maybe 8 minutes. Okay.
Are we gonna do any mantras?
We will decide moving. Like I just
Should
right
we
now.
get the base of it down?
Yeah, we just want the skeleton right now, and then
Add in stuff.
yeah. I mean, this part is good for the mantras.
That's what I asked.
And then it fades. Japanese flute. Dum, dum, dum. Dum. And then Jill could walk around with this or a rain stick. Make it feel like it's raining. Oh, we're doing the rain dance right now. It's raining, right? And people are happy because their crops they can eat. That's why, right? That's why people
sure.
pray to the rain, because they need to
They
eat.
need to
Nowadays,
otherwise it starves to
we
death.
ungrateful.
Heck yeah.
Okay, and
McDonald's is out of ice cream?
McDonald's, your ice cream machine is down.
Again.
Oh, what's on the dollar menu then? Oh, a sundae? Oh, fine.
Worst life.
And pod shakers.
Don't you dare. I'll bet you. I don't want to bet you. I don't want to.
I think this one. Dare udare turisoa. Have we done that yet? At Unity? That's a mon. That's
I
a,
don't think so. I think that's after Unity. We started doing that one.
I got 3 new ones. Yeah. Dare du dare turisoha. Dare du dare turisoha. Dare du dare turisoha. This is your year, the dragon.
It's everybody's year.
Exactly, yours too. And that will be our finisher for the celebration phase, okay? Tare with wooden accessory. Tare with wooden accessory, okay? Om Vajaguru. Okay. Now the manifestation, right? The infinite pad. We have the infinite pad. We're gonna use the crystal bowls a lot more because it's more uplifting. I think in this phase, just be more dynamic with the bowls, like with volume, just like. Can you tap that one real quick? It's a C. This F. So we're gonna have this going. Maybe you start with the heart. So that would be our intro. Just have that. This F. Right. So the heart chakra is an F on an infinite pad, and then also on a bowl, which is the heart chakra bowl. Okay. And then do the gong. 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 Let's just call that dragon screeches. Dragon. And I like the Tibetan going off. To manifest our dreams, we must be willing to climb the mountain to find dragon.
You gotta do the work.
Which means you gotta do the work to get to your dreams, not just pray only.
You want light, turn on. What do you do?
We're just gonna be practicing tonight. Thank you for being here. Fridays. So right now the reason we're showing what we're doing is to inspire people to do it in your city. The event that we're doing is donation based. Okay, so people can come for free, right? Some people, they don't have money to give, but they have their love to give, so they come. So, and we're doing this to show you what's possible, how we're doing it. Maybe you're doing it in a different way. We're doing it in the way that we're just making stuff up. Like really, like with what we got. Okay, we got these instruments. It creates this kind of thing. We can create this kind of vibe. And how can we make it so that we're not repeating the same thing? We're not gonna do Om Mani Padme Hum over and over again. That's boring. We're not just gonna like play one thing over and over again, because that's what other people do and they charge $50. But when you work for God, it's originality. There has to be some creative expression. So the infinite pads, heart chakra bowl, Tibetan. So we're gonna drag that on for about 8 minutes also. But also you have to have faith in the dragon. So I think just doing the more angelic hymn, but gently, not necessary. Just kind of going with the bowl, you know. I mean, we can do it. So whatever the bowl's tone is, we can just let's try it. You can call it the mystic hymns. Yeah, I'm not ready.
My God.
Come on. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Infinite heart bowl. Tibetan bowl. Tap it one time. transition to the drone would be like some bells. Ding 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 ding. Some bell. The queen dragon is coming out. The queen is coming out, and then. As I progress more intensely, then you could start maybe higher pitch bowls, like smaller ones. And triple. dragon's more like a manifestation of your dreams instead of just like some mystical thing. It's your dreams, you know. So triple drill crystal ball and then Sean gongs casually. Crystal ball, and eventually we should turn this on. Infinite panel. Is there a small bowl that crosses over?
Yeah, the two small ones.
You wanna?
That one was crossing over with the flute right there. Did you hear it when you were playing it?
Yeah, because I mean the cool thing is that
That was really cool.
because I can match it because they're in tuned, so that's what makes it like
Excuse
close.
me.
Got you.
Excuse me.
Where are you?
middle of it?
Yeah, like while you're doing it, let me see, to manifest our dreams to come true, I invite you to Om 10, let's just say 9 times.
Is this the end?
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
end.
Okay, yeah.
So they would Om 9 times. Om, and the gong of, your dreams are coming true.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
They are.
The dragon inside.
But you have to own for them to come true.
If you
There's
don't
more
Om, it's not
water.
coming. It's still an F. This is an F. Sure.
This is sick for a good chunk of the week too. I've had a sore throat for like the entire week.
Oh, yeah,
Holy crap. I don't even need that.
Okay, okay, so the finishing flow. Let's see here. Infinite pad off. Cross over small bowl.
Oh, the two small ones? Okay.
Well, whatever one that crosses over.
Yeah, I guess.
So while we're oming, so that's what you're gonna be playing. Oh, oh,
You don't think those are too high?
yeah, we can do that. Turn the infinite pad off, and then just play that like medium low. And now tell them breathing in, number 1. Breathing in, number 2. Manifest your dream, number 3. Breathing in. not beg for your dream, but to work towards your dream. Number 5, breathing in. To push through your obstacles, to climb your mountain, and to let go of what doesn't serve you. Breathing in. Number 6. To embody the fire of the dragon, to raise your potential, to rise like the dragon. Number 7, breathing in. To allow the fire and the masculine energy to be balanced with your feminine energy, for you to use your fierceness when it's needed, for you to use your fire when you're too cold and too cool. Number 8, breathing in. And to awaken completely your masculine energy. Number 9, breathing in. In gratitude, and then whatever comes. Good. That's good. So that's gonna be so just 9 embraces of the dragon, which means just make stuff up. Thank you everybody for being here. I think we should jam for 30 minutes and then we'll just stop. It's 8 o'clock. I think it's good. I think this is a good stopping point because we have a good skeleton.
Yeah, we can practice and add stuff in.
Yeah.
We'll just have to run through it a few times.
And maybe we bring the gong over here and just, boom.
With some sobs.
I mean, we did last year, so bring it back.
Yeah.
Some gong might be good in my house right now, so bring it
There
in.
you go.
Anthony, check this out. That's so cool.
What's it doing up there?
Okay, so we're gonna jam till 8:30, which is about 28
that right
minutes. Okay, so let me zoom out a little bit here. Zoom it out.
Can't see Whoa, that's a big zoom out.
Oh,
You can't read that? What's wrong with you?
are you blind? It's quiet over here, so we'll just make that tiny. Okay, thank you everybody. We're about to do just about 26-minute sound bath with the instruments we have, which I literally have all my flutes, almost all. But I'm just using, because in case the ideas, if you don't,
You gotta have them in the car with you. You never know, when inspiration will come.
I mean, I used to have my crystal balls in my car all the time until I heard about your incident. I'm like, hell no.
The what? The crystal bowls?
Incident.
Let's not talk about that.
It's okay, I'm good.
Nothing happened.
I'm good.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
I have news to tell y'all, but I'll tell you later.
She's having a baby.
No, I'm not having
Okay, she's not having a baby. Okay, it's not that kind of news. I guess I'll just use this. It's fine. I need too many. wake up. Please excuse
Hope you weren't sleeping.
the clackety.
They're not being mindful.
Well, the flute is very long. I mean, this is one of the longest flutes I have. I mean,
That's a big ball.
it's longer than my arm. Okay. Get ready. Let me just end the live on over here. So they all could come over here. soha. Dare du dare duri soha. Dare du dare duri soha. Dare du dare duri soha. Dare du dare How we doing out there in the chat? Looks like lots of energy in the chat today. Lots of community going on. How's everybody feeling? That's a 30-minute sound bath. A quickie. Thank you for being here, Debbie. We see you as a troll face. Thank you for being here. You already know that's a
Twitch, for sure.
Twitch. Troll face.
Classic Twitch screen name.
Yeah. Troll face.
Love it.
Let's see. Test God. 2016 meme. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. It's a good name.
Let's see. What's going on in the chat today? What's on your heart? We have 30 minutes. And I think it's a good time to maybe just have a heart-to-heart. Because we don't always, we do that, every time. But this is a time where it's appropriate, We're practitioners, and what makes the practicing possible, like the music possible, is some days it's hard to be here. Some days I'm tired. But guess what? That's life.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're going to be low on money. Sometimes you're low on energy. Sometimes you're low on faith. But that's why you have the discipline. Just keep going. Now, sometimes I know I'm weaker in the working out discipline. But when it comes to serving God, I'm just like, well, you just have to do it. We all have what we're good at. And that's our gift. Of course, we can always develop more. But at our core, what are we willing to wake up and fight for is so beautiful, because everyone has their thing. Some people, it's your father, right? You wake up because you want to be a good role model to your daughter or spiritual community. I wear this shirt, I because it's every little thing counts, right? When we take the sound bath seriously, when we take the mics seriously, when we take the details seriously, like, okay, we can show up and turn on a dang camera, but who's gonna decorate this much and make sure there's magenta lighting so that you feel moody? It's the details. And some days you're off track. Some weeks, I just hope we're not off track for a whole year. You know what I mean? I think a week is the
Half a
most.
year.
Yeah,
Even half a year.
Half a year is like, okay, like if you off track more than a year, you gotta like excavate like what's wrong. If you let yourself go for too long, you lose yourself. But with a sangha, with community, with spiritual community, we can stay on track on a week-to-week basis if we open up to our community. If we're vulnerable, like in a chat, I see more. Because that's why the reason why we're here right now is because we've done so much work. We help excavate each other. Like, why you sad? Why you smoke weed? Why you do all this? And you're like, oh, because my parents did it. Oh, yeah, my mother smokes. My whole family smokes. Oh, I drink. Oh, my father drinks. Mm-hmm. Oh, my mother's real toxic. Oh, that's why I'm toxic, right? But it takes a lot of guts to be truly happy, because it's inconvenient. It's fine to be, most people are happy sometimes, but they're not mostly happy. And that I say that helping people for years. What does it take for you to be mostly happy? We're not saying perfectly happy. Mostly, it's like, let's just say 75% happy. Because that's a big gap for you to like F up. You know what I mean? But if you're under, that's a C. You know what I mean? Like, that's how willingness, like, that's how great life can be. If you can just achieve in the C of happiness, you're great. But if you get to the B level, you're like, there's more than the B. But then the A is like, God dang. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, do you need the A? But some people, they have an A type, right? The A type, like the master. Mm-hmm. He's going to go for that A plus. he's trying to teach us we can be A plus, but maybe your life, the way, maybe you don't need to be that sharp because your personality, you're more loose. Right? A, B, and C is fine. Do not go under the D.
Yeah, less than 50%.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, achieving happiness more than 50% of the time, I suppose, is the goal for a lot of people. Just to start off with, I mean, it was for me for sure. 'Cause depression, unhappiness, it's very real in society due to many factors. But once you start that routine, that going to a community consistently and really being consistent with your life, happiness follows suit for the most part, as long as you're making the right decisions and you're doing what makes you happy. Ultimately, it makes you happy, not happy just in the moment, briefly, because happiness can be many things, but yeah, long-lasting happiness is much different than the short-term pleasures that you often receive.
Yes, I would call that maturity. When you're mature, you like have wisdom, right? Because you're willing to age your wine so that it could be more delicious. You're willing to be patient because you know that when it's aging, that just a little drop of wisdom from that wine is so delicious. While most people are just taking a shot of vodka, or give me a shot of Patron, $2 you call it, you know. How about Sister Emily Richardson? By the way, check out. You're already here. What do you have to say about that? 50% happiness is what most people, and maybe 75% is really freaking you're above average, you know?
I would say so.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I was, whenever I was depressed and going to substance for a certain thing and blah, 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 and, just going through the motions, I guess, and complaining, and you don't realize, how miserable you are. Because I think we're stuck in that for so long, and some of us are, born into it, so we don't realize what true happiness can be, and it kind of takes us seeing the reasons why we're unhappy, why, where did I learn this from, and, getting to the cause of why we're unhappy to be able to eventually just let that go and forgive other people or forgive ourselves for certain things that we've done in the past, but having compassion for ourselves that's the best way that we knew how at the time. And whenever you get a small glimpse of happiness, of not having to be in that depressed state anymore, talking to a stranger and feeling comfortable talking to a stranger, smiling at a person, and, that lighting up your day, I think it's the small things and it's the small steps that we can take as human beings to be able to be in that happy space. And then you start to live in that more. So you want to be more and more happy, but finding out what it is that we need to do to be happy. What are the small steps that I can take right now to be happy? And sometimes I didn't want to get out of bed 2 days ago. I was tired. I just wanted to stay in bed, but I was no, I told myself I'm going to go to the gym every morning. And, I wasn't motivated, but I was determined and I had set my goals. So I'm going to do it. And I was so happy I did, because the small conversations that I had with people, it's the small things. It really is. And taking the small steps, like you said, it's not going to happen overnight, and taking the small steps daily to have larger results.
Every little thing adds up. It's sometimes we don't recognize it, but it's to change, it's small steps every day, and you got to find what you're willing to take small steps every day for. It might not be the gym for you, but it might be being positive.
Yeah.
Today I chose positivity over negativity, and
it's having that mindset.
How about give people a preview of your past? When you were negative, how was your mentality? Because how before and after. Because people,
how far back do we want to go?
Well, because use your past vulnerability to help people who may still be quietly, they say they're happy, They have everything, but they're not truly happy. That's what people need to hear, because a lot of people, they act happy, but they're not happy, and that is an issue.
For my past, I had always been, very depressed growing up and going to therapy, and coming from a divorced family, it puts a lot of responsibility with you being the oldest child and having to care for your brother after school whenever your mom's working, and having to be that independent one whenever you just want to be a kid and have fun and play around. So I always grew up very structured because I had responsibilities at a young age. So I kind of had to take on that motherly role, and I lost a lot of my childhood from that. So I grew up very fast. I grew up super, super quickly. And whenever I got to my teens, I had a lot of stress and a lot of weight on my shoulders at such a young age that I went to substance at a very early age, because that was my way of dealing with the stress and being able to feel free and just let go a little bit. And just, that was my way of having fun, drinking alcohol, taking Jello shots. So that was the environment that I grew up around. Plus my dad drank a lot whenever I was a kid, so I was always around that environment. My mom thankfully didn't, but she was very angry and going to relationships, she depended on people. So I grew up drinking, seeing that, and then depending on men for my happiness. And I thought my happiness came from alcohol and men. That's how I'm going to be happy.
And you naturally attract more feminine guys because you're so sharp. You're really masculine, like you're the boss lady, and the emotion part is not easy for you to express. You have it. You have the heart, but it's that's why the singing part, it's so it's so vulnerable. It makes you so vulnerable because it's not your forte. It's not your thing yet.
It's not what I'm comfortable with yet. Yeah, 100%.
But what the singing helps to open your heart and your throat chakra. And it's we all have a past that we're on the spiritual path because we went through a lot of dark, like many of you guys and girls out there. Because if everything was perfect, we wouldn't be asking questions, we wouldn't be seeking anything, we would just be happy with the jobs we had, the family we had, the money we had. But something led us to become more spiritual and quite frankly less traditional, because the tradition that was supposed to help us did not work. It could, because sometimes you don't fit in that mode. Sometimes you think you want sometimes you want the white picket fence. You want to be the successful Asian child who makes their parents happy by being an engineer or a doctor, lawyer, like your mama wants. But God does not. But every time you try, God's like, that's not your path. But you keep trying to go down a path that's not meant for you. And you can't even imagine other path because you have been drilled. It's been drilled into your skull by your mother that you need to get rich and be a doctor or a lawyer like the other people's children. Right? Or you should go to the Air Force and get a job and be like everybody else and make father happy, and you should be a man, you're an American man, you should have a family, you should do all this. But we never ask, what do I want? Right? The moment I asked, I didn't even know that was an option. I didn't know my happiness was even a thing until I asked. Oh my God, all my life I never asked, what do I want? Because I have been such an obedient child that I never asked what I wanted. I guess that's what made me so pure, is because I was so sheltered. And the moment I decided to break out of my shelter, I went to hell and went clubbing, street racing, and eventually led my ways to like hustlers and thugs and thieves, going to a trap house, finding drugs, and then had an awakening through just near-death experiences through drug overdose that led me to deep meditations in a room. But without all that hell years, which is like about 2 to 5 years of my life, 2 intense and 5 just extended doing psychedelics and just looking for God. I didn't even know I'm just looking for myself. And I didn't know I could just be happy now. But the moment I found that I could be happy now, it stunned me all my life. Why did I make happiness so hard? Right? Who taught me to make happiness so hard? My mama. I couldn't just, right? I couldn't just accept happiness could be now until I just sat there and contemplated for years. I just sat and contemplated happiness. Can I just be happy right now? Is it possible? And I just gave it a try. Imagine that you could be happy right now, but you never allow yourself. Imagine that you've been looking for love for so long, and you just needed to allow love to come from your heart. And that was amazing experience for me, because it's like it's my beginnings. When you begin to have faith, it opens your heart to believing in the love that is there, and you begin to believe there has to be more, and then you open your heart completely and you become a different person. What can you say about you becoming a different person by opening your heart?
It feels good. First and foremost, to go from somebody who is unsure who they are realistically. I never really knew who or what I wanted to do with my life, and that was frustrating.
Go to school.
Very difficult. Yeah, I was in college I was just in school.
Yeah.
For 31 years ish.
But the beautiful part is that you were a seeker, right? That's the beautiful part. You never stopped seeking.
Yeah.
Which led you towards spirituality.
Yeah, for sure. And I was
crazy.
I started out like not being spiritual at all, and going, just towards science and the antithesis of being spiritual, which I thought was religion. And anyways, I was just confused. But and then coming towards using my heart and really listening to what it wanted as opposed to what the mind wanted, the ego wanted. That was a big game changer. And it took a lot of work, to go from, the dark side, if you will, over to the light of seeing what the heart wants.
Well, the crazy part is that you have so many blessings. Like you got everything. You got the amazing job, the house, the car, the wife, the child.
2 dogs, white picket fence. We literally had a white fence around
You
our house.
have everything people wish, but then you were not happy.
No, that was the saddest,
So crazy.
Most depressed I've ever been in my life. I started having so much stress in my life that I lost organs. I lost my appendix, my gallbladder, and I'm super healthy. Like basically developed a precancerous condition in my throat, and my body started dying at the age of 31. And yeah.
Because you were so stressed from just
life.
Just life.
And being unhappy.
Yeah.
Just being generally unhappy.
And you were smoking a lot also, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which didn't help,
No, definitely not.
But many people may see it as like
a coping mechanism. I mean, and that's what it was. It was just simply a coping mechanism.
And we're talking about weed here, weed.
Yeah, for the unhappiness, just trying to forget about it for a while, I suppose. Yeah, using it as a mechanism to escape.
It's crazy how far you've come, because, you randomly reached out to me on Twitch, which is like, hey, teach me stuff. And I was like, just learn right here, And then eventually, like, you just started practicing.
Yeah.
So talk about your practicing, like that, the big shift from like, you were already meditating.
Well, it's because I started dying essentially at age 30, and I wanted to, like, the doctors just couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, my stomach and all this stuff. And I eventually thought maybe it's just all in my head, because like at that point, the doctors can't find anything wrong with you. Like, what is it? I know that I can feel there's something wrong inside of me, but I can't figure it out from a traditional standpoint. So then I went to, well, maybe it is in my head. And then I started doing more psychology, and that led me to meditation. And I just started doing guided meditations laying down in bed because I couldn't sleep. That was another problem, is that I just could not sleep. I couldn't fall asleep. So I would do guided meditations from YouTube in my bed, and I did those for a year. I found you during that year, and you gave me some advice, and that really, really helped. But then I would like stop doing the meditations because then I'd be better again, right? Like they would help. And then I would stop for a month or two, and then I would get worse again, and then I'd have to go back to it. And then it was a big cycle. This whole adventure has been just one giant cycle of ups and downs.
That's why I said you've gone through so many, like...
The master says, you take one step forward, 3 steps back, you just keep doing it. Like, yeah, I keep doing that. And this time I will not do that, even though, I mean, the urge is definitely there, the temptation is there. This is the part of the cycle. Like when I'm this long, I've been sober for like 4.5 months now. This is generally where I F it up. And, but yeah.
Well, now you have a more support system. You're local. You got the master. You're more involved online in person.
I have that goal for sure. 6 months, and like that's just
because now that's like a, what do you call that? A milestone.
Absolutely,
which is a great milestone.
I haven't made it that far, and Emily talked about having goals and getting out of bed. It's very similar to that. Having goals is very important. That reminded me of that when she said that. That just even having like daily goals, weekly goals is super important because it does motivate you when you lose track of what's going on in your life and why you're doing what you're doing.
How about you, Sister Emily? What's the trend like from like asleep to like started practicing meditation more and start taking happiness more? What were the practices? What were the practice like in your life that led you to being here with us today and coming out every Sunday at the park? Because I've been doing it for 2 years, and I was just like, oh, I guess there's more people serious. And then what's your journey of practitioner like that got you to this point?
In my mid to late 20s, late 20s is when it got pretty dark in my life, and I realized the track that I was on, I was just going to die very young because I had been through many near-death experiences. The last one was on some hardcore not hardcore, but some drugs, and I had a spiritual experience during that, and I clearly remember being surrounded by my angels, and I was just ready to end it, and came back, and that really woke me up. That was the last time I ever did drugs, not including marijuana or alcohol. But I decided I needed to do something different in my life. Like I couldn't continue going down this track. Because it was very dark, other stuff that I was involved in as well. It was just very, very dark. And the people that I was around, the community that I was around, it just wasn't beneficial for my life. It got to the point where I was drinking before work. It was back in 2020. And even for me to cope with going to work in the morning, I had to have a drink. I had to have alcohol
Liquor.
Before I went to office.
Or
White
just
Claw.
any.
White Claw.
White Claw.
That was my
Dang.
thing.
Straight
White Claw,
up.
truly, like...
Those are the easy ones.
It was easy. I
Down
could just
real
pop a
quick.
can and it's like a seltzer going down.
Yeah,
It was
soda.
fine. It was like a soda. And it got to the point where I could drink a case of alcohol in one night and wake up the next morning and feel like not the best, but I could still like operate.
Yeah.
And I would drink in the morning. I would leave for lunch, go to the gas station, get a drink to finish my afternoon at work. I was having panic attacks. My boss would walk up behind me. I would jump. It was really, I wasn't able to operate.
You were not grounded at all.
I was not grounded. I was not able to operate. So I went to a psychiatrist, and I knew something was wrong with me, but I couldn't stop because I was heavily addicted. And I went to a psychiatrist.
To your habits.
To my habits, 100%.
The flow and the substance.
It was
so
my
it's not-
coping mechanism, 100%. I didn't know to practice my breath and meditate. I was like, I'm just going to drink. Unhealthy. And my body, I was overweight. I was my skin was horrible. Like I could feel my body kind of shutting down in a way, you know, from it. And I was very emotional during this time too, because residents would come to my office. I would have to leave because I'd like burst out in tears. I had zero control over my emotions, my body, anything. So I went to a psychiatrist. I thought I needed to be on medication because of my panic attacks that I was having. I couldn't breathe. I was having episodes. And she prescribed me to medication. I took it for maybe a week or two, and I didn't like the way it made me feel. So I was like, there has to be something else. So that's when I began researching meditation, because my mom's side of the family was very spiritual. And I remembered as a child, after her divorce from her second husband, she would practice meditation, and it really helped her. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this will help me. So I went to guided meditations, and I started meditating to like music and finding your tribe. Like that was my meditation that I did every morning before I went to work. And I looked forward to waking up and doing my meditations in the morning.
Yes.
I was still drinking. I was still coping in unhealthy ways, but it grounded me in the morning instead of having to drink. So my panic attacks lessened. I meditated for 9 months straight until I found your singing bowls. I would meditate every morning, and then I found you practicing singing bowls during the middle of COVID at the park. And
there was nothing else to go to anyways.
Else to go to, but I was looking for community to be able to meditate with. I was tired of being by myself.
Yeah.
Because I knew my friends were toxic. I had canceled a lot of my friendships that I had had for years because it was unhealthy. And that's when my real spiritual journey began. I was always searching for something, but it truly began to shift my life whenever I began forgiving family members I hadn't spoken with my dad in 3 years. Mm-hmm. My grandmother I hadn't spoken to since I was 8, and I was 31, 32 at the time, 31, 32.
And you reached out to her?
No, I did a forgiveness meditation, and it was like your feminine side of your family. It was like this full ritual that I did online on an online spiritual website that I was doing. It was like an hour-long meditation. And during my meditation, my grandmother on my dad's side came up. I was always very close with my maternal grandmother, but my paternal grandmother and that entire side of the family, it was just a lot of stuff that happened as a child. And I did this forgiveness meditation. The next day she calls me. I hadn't talked to her probably since I was 8, and
that's so crazy, right? Mm-hmm.
That's how I learned how energy works, how the power of forgiveness, like true forgiveness in your heart, and feeling the emotions, feeling the sadness, whatever happened that they did to you, like really feeling that and really in your heart forgiving them. That's when I learned how energy worked. And after that, my eyes opened up, and the colors became brighter. I became happier, and I'm still doing the work daily. Mm-hmm. Like the work never ends. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm still, some stuff has come up this week that I'm working through, you know, so the work never ends, but you begin to be happier. I haven't drank in 5 months now. It lessened, and now it's been 5 months of no alcohol, and I'm the happiest I've ever been, but I always know there's more. It doesn't stop here. There's going to be more. And it's the same for everybody. You know, like if I can get through that misery, that darkness, because it was a very, very deep, deep void that I was in. Mm-hmm. If I can get out of that, anybody can, because I was going to die.
Well, what I know for sure is that the universal presence, God, the Spirit, it's real. But sometimes when we have low faith, but we're open, it blesses you. Because we've had many like dying experiences, like misery, like we dug ourselves deep into a hole, and we managed to get out. And And I mean, I grew up Buddhist, but my darkness, it led me to being more open to a more Buddhism with God, which is Mahayana Buddhism. There is a Buddha of infinite light. There's Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. The Buddha never mentioned Kuan Yin, but monks meditated and connected to celestial beings, helping is through faith. So you don't know if they're really there, but the heart, when you open it, it guides you to. That's why when I hear the miracle of, you know, your father changing, grandma calling you, and it's when we are open, the universe guides. When we're closed, no matter how much the universe tries to guide, we miss it. Like it could be God can come as a homeless man. God can come as somebody in a chat right now, right? God can come as your boss trying to tell you quit this damn job already, right? God can, but as you become more mature, God's gonna challenge you to be stronger. So maybe the thing that you're trying to quit is trying to tell you, like, learn to bring the dragon out. Be strong. It's not supposed to be easy. That's why it's fulfilling. That's why working at McDonald's doesn't pay as much as some jobs. Why? Because an entry-level job isn't as fulfilling because the rewards of it is just anybody can do. But when you move up, it requires more work. Just like us. In the beginning, you just meditate, right? But now, spiritual leadership. Right? There's more to do. There's more responsibility. Because once you open your channels, you got to help other people. Because God bless you with opening your chakra and helping you see clearly. And now what happens? Our family begins to open. And that's why where we're at, that's why we're live streaming right now on multiple platforms. Because if you're happy, why just keep it for yourself? Why just... If you find a way to help others be happy, if you can find a way to help the world without needing to charge them, God bless you, you know?
Yeah.
Because so many people have gifts to help the world, but it's hidden behind a paywall. We're too busy to help humanity. We're too busy to mentor our children. If I was too busy and I was just thinking money, we would not be here right now serving with our hearts. Right, we would not be here. Some weeks we're moody, some weeks we're not, some weeks we're doing drugs, some weeks we're off. But it's because this thing, when you learn to operate with purity, it penetrates through everything. But when you operate with a dirty consciousness, with conditional love, it reaches halfway, and people don't truly respect the God within. Because why? You're not giving it your all, like the master says. When you do something, do all. So at the park, because we've been doing all, people have been giving all, and they've been promoting us naturally, just like brothers and sisters on Insight Timer. Because when you give your all, people begin to like the energy of what we're doing here with the Mystic Village, which brings us to the end. And so thank you for welcoming us with open arms. Because again, Insight Timer is kind of a new live stream thing for us, but it's become very beautiful, even though we're just humble beginning people. We're just like everybody else. We're not here to say we're some enlightened beings or renowned authors, and we're not on a front page of Insight Timer, but we're here with our hearts, and we're glad you're here with your heart, and we're glad that some of you guys are doing your part by leading, by sharing your gifts. And any final words before we leave for the new year, for the people who may be looking for themselves?
Stay consistent. Just keep going. It's not easy, but having a routine and sticking to that routine is very important. It helps a lot to stay consistent.
Because you don't have to think. You just know you're just gonna do it, and it's fine that you're not extremely consistent, but if you can be mostly. How about you, Sister Emily?
Just love yourself. That's it.
Love your damn self.
Believe in yourself. Don't limit yourself. And if we set our goals,
believe in our
Thank you.
dreams, just keep going, then you'll just continue to grow. And the journey is beautiful. And the journey might be hard at times, but as long as we keep our faith and lead with our heart, you know, check ourselves constantly, see what we need to improve, and just not giving up. Just keep going.
If you're looking for your tribe locally, people, start with yourself. Be the leader of that tribe, and you're naturally attracted. I know many people they really want to find like-minded individuals. Be the leader of what you're trying to attract. It's going to require patience and self-mastery. That's why Jesus only had not too many disciples. The Buddha, in the beginning, had few disciples, right? But everybody has the Buddha nature and the Christ nature within. We just have to start within and attract. Because sometimes we want the tribe, but we don't know what that looks like. But our energy of love, it attracted this moment where we have 268 people on Insight Timer and who knows how many on Twitch. But what matters, start right where you're at. I used to think I need to go study with Michael Beckwith, but God told me, why chase God in California if God is here in the moment right now? So thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll see you whenever we see you. Okay, thank you.
Bye. Thank you all.
Let's see here. Thank you, everybody. Pepper
Pepper juice.